see. Good morning, everyone. But I still can see you all.
Morning, everyone.
Morning. Morning.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. I just wanna check it, I wanna check in, whether you are awake or not. Sorry. All right, I believe I can see everyone now. Except Julia. So Julia, you also awake? All right, welcome back for thank you so much for coming, today call two. Call two. So last week, we talk about ABC mindset. Okay, let me check it out. Whether you have, remember it or not. Could you please type in the chat what is ABC means? All right, thank you. HME. So, all right. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, I believe now. I trust you. You are with us. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Kezia, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone. So I wanna, okay, maybe I will pass to the call, I'm taking the time. So I want to share the goal for today. So we're gonna reflect on our identity or your identity as a leader, also that communicate your strength and value. And also I also would like to share about today's agenda, which is we're gonna have the icebreaker. So we have a discussion on the 5 leadership practices. I know you all already did it on the launchpad. It's really great to see everyone is very active on the launchpad as well. So also we're gonna have a guest speaker session. So that will be your favorite one of your favorite part of today as well. So we'll have a next step and also the announcement that will be the team and fellow match. I hope you are very excited to know about that as well. But also we will have a workshop time with fellows. So you're gonna have a chance to meet with your fellow. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it to Carrie for icebreaker. Carrie, take it away.
Thanks, Dial. Okay, so today's icebreaker is called Gift and Hook. So a gift is a strength that you possess, and a hook is something that keeps you engaged and motivated. So an example of a gift or a strength, maybe you always stay calm during a crisis. Another gift to a group, maybe like you're really good at Excel sheets. And then for a hook, so what keeps you engaged? An example is maybe you stay really engaged when your boss buys you lunch, or maybe making good friends where you work is something that keeps you there and stays with the group. So we'll go around and each share. I can go first as an example, and then I'll pass it to someone else. But my gift to the group is I really enjoy getting to know people. I feel like that's one of my strengths. And related is my hook, is something that keeps me excited and engaged, is just building a strong sense of community wherever I go. So this environment is definitely like a hook for me because you're all wonderful people, and I definitely feel like a strong sense of community even from this first call. So I just want to say thank you, that I appreciate all of you for being my hook. So that's an example. I'm gonna pass it on to another person. I think I will call on a fellow just to give everyone a bit more time to think about it. Let's see. Leslie, do you want to share your gift and your hook?
Sure. I think my gift would be talking to different people. I feel like I can kind of keep the conversation going, even if it's someone that has a very different background than I do. And then in a similar vein, that is what keeps me engaged and motivated. I think being able to connect with others and feel like I am helping them, or feel like I am learning from them as well. So yeah, I also agree with Carrie that community building is important to me. So I will popcorn it to um, Yuki because she is next on my list.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. My gift, I think, is being a little bit goofy. I think it's good for like helping people feel comfortable and safe, like it's a warm environment. And I don't take myself too seriously. So, and then my hook, I think in like a workspace, it's really motivating when I have a lot of time. Like it's helpful when I have a lot of time to like sit and think about a problem. It's really hard for me when people are like, go, 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 you have to give me the results. You have to finish the project now. Which when I was a school teacher, it was like that all the time. It was like very stressful. I never had time to think. So I have a lot of respect for teachers. Okay, I'm gonna pass it to, I'll pass it to Chitway.
Thank you for mentioning. For my strength is that I really love to do. My strength is like I keep. How to say? I have great responsibility to something that I do. I really want to finish. If I don't finish it, I feel guilty or something like that. That's my. I think it's my strength. Also, it's my weakness because I always take serious everything that I do, and make me hook is like sweet thing whenever I feel depressed or whenever I feel like something I feel like it's really hard for me, I usually take sweet. I usually have sweets for myself and like candy or something like that. And also like achievement that I get with my friends. When I feel achievement to myself, I don't feel like happy at all. But if I achieve with my friend, it's made me realize we can cheer up with each other. It made me really like do something with other people. So thank you. And then I will pass to go sign to our team better tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my time. So my strength is adaptability. Yes, what about adaptability? So what about ankles and I can adapt and adjust to different environments and different backgrounds, yeah, I can make new friends very easily, even though we are from different backgrounds, like educationists or maybe something else. Yeah, that's my strengths. And yeah, my motivation is my dream goals. And I have many different dream goals. Yeah, this keep me motivated and inspires to live longer and to learn new things and new skills. Yeah, so I will pass to Julia from Do Ado.
Hi, thank you, Kai, and everyone. Good morning, good day. I believe my strength would be co-creating things. Honestly, deeply, I could never find a talent of my own. I said to my friend Eileen, she's my best friend. She's creating art, and I always say, oh my gosh, you're so talented. I wish I had something like that. And that is what I've been telling about myself. You, Julia, you might not be good at specific things, but you can do creating things that everyone around you can bring into your life. And that's what I've been doing all my life. I have been a project manager. I rarely say no to anything in life, but I'm good at bringing in all the risks that we might face on the way and scaring people away, but we make them, we overcome them all together. So I have all the tips my project manager, but they'll get afraid because together we can. That's what I believe. And I believe in like having a sense of belongingness can just push us forward. So together we can, and we are one. That is also our motto of the whole team. And I believe in community, and I'm so glad we are together. And I definitely get good by everyone. Yeah. And thank you. And let me pass to Sue from PT Program.
Hello everyone, good morning. Thank you, Julia. My gift is, I think, resilient because I'm going to grasp my goal on the way. I've been facing with the failure. Yes, I think since 3 years ago, but until now, I don't get my goal yet, but I'm still trying, and I never hesitate to take the challenge, and I never give up. So I think being a resilient woman is my gifted. And the next one is my engaged. Yes, my hook is sleeping. Sometimes I don't know how to do, and I'm fully excited, and at the time I'm very nervous. So the best solution for me is I just take a nap, and I forgot everything, and 15 minutes is okay, 10 minutes is okay. I take a nap first. Then I do what I have to do next. It's the best solution for me. Thank you so much. So next, okay, Michael, please.
Okay, thank you, Suyanna. Good morning, everyone. I'm Michael from Georgia Teams. Let me share about my strengths. My strengths would be helping people around me, and another thing is I can stand my own even facing with many challenges. And I can share my my warmth to other people by using self-help and many techniques to coping mechanism. So those are my strengths, and I can cooperate with my teams, and they are very friendly, and they are very cooperate with me whenever we meet in the discussion times. So those are my strengths. Okay. I think I would like to share this chance to who is the next one? Matt Kai. Can you tell me, please? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Ben Sikai, and good morning, everyone, and good evening to Yuki and Carrie and other people from United States and other countries. Okay. Let me share my strengths. I'm really detail-oriented person, so that's why every time I do everything that I have to do, I really focus on details, and my colleagues and my friends also call me, you are very focused, or you are very detail-oriented. That's why this is also my strength. And another one is I'm never hesitate to communicate with strangers, and so as I said earlier earlier week, I am an extrovert person. That's why I'm never hesitate to communicate and talk to other people and share my ideas or accept their that's why I'm really good. Hello. Hello, can you hear me now? Thank you. Sorry because of my connection. Let me say my hook. I'm really comfortable. I'm really like to be in a environment and a community where I feel comfortable like this. I'm really comfortable and talk my ideas. And they are really you all are really friendly and warm, and I really like that environment. That's why when my people around me is really warm and friendly, I feel comfortable, and I'm really like that, and it's like a hook to me. That's why I like being in a community where I feel comfortable. Yeah, it's also my big hook. and I will pass to No Ethan with D from Equals.
Thank you so much for picking on me. Thank you so much, everyone. It's my first time meeting you all. Because last week I really would like to join, but I'm on the trip, so I couldn't sign. This is my first time meeting all of you. So nice to see you for some people, but nice to meet you for the first people. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Now I would like to share my strength. I think being a you is my strength because yeah, I have full of energy and then, yeah, being a you, so my young age like always encourage me to do what am I desire. So this is my strength, and then as I am a young people, so if I think something and then I do it. This is like I think this is my strength, and then like my community, the only way my community engage me and motivate me. Because when I go back to my community, even though the kids they kind of visit me, they don't talk everything, but they don't talk like they don't talk that they want something. But when I look at their eye, they want me to do something. And yeah, it's always motivate me and always engage me to do what I'm here. Thank you so much. So I would like to pass to, and I would like to pick up. Uh, this is my first answer. If I pronounce wrong name, please understand me. Do a do ale e ne. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
from do.
Thank you for picking me. Like, I hope you all have a great day. For me, I have some problem with the Wi-Fi connection, so I was in and out, in and out. So I think my gift is my creativity, and I believe that I have something to share with other. Whenever I really love to be in the groups that tells a lot about the mental well-being. So I usually join these groups, and even though I share my flaws and my weaknesses, like I can give other that kind of feelings that, oh, there is someone out there who is also feeling vulnerable and feeling blue. So these people can also feel like they are not alone anymore. Oh, there are also some people out there. So I was feeling like even though I share my flaws like this, people can get something from me. And then I really love to draw things. So I share my illustrations, I create stories, and I share comics on my Facebook page. And people also really love seeing them. So I think that creativity, that kind of talent is my gift. And the motivation is that like the rewards that I get from these things, like when I share something and then I see some people have some kind of feeling and some kind of self-realization, that kind of things motivates me a lot to keep going. This is why I really love to do lots of sharings and create a lot of things so that people can see my creation and they feel some kind of maybe entertainment or awareness or whatever. They can take something from me, and that make them always motivates me. So I think I need to call someone, but I have been always in and out, so I don't know who is left. Okay. If there is someone who is still left to introduce, can you raise hand? Ah, okay, so Tony from Via Fellow.
Yeah, thank you. So that's also my first meeting with you all because in last week I'm traveling, and also I'm reaching at the area where there's no electricity, no internet, and no phone network, mobile network, so I couldn't join. So nice to meet you all. And for this icebreaker, my gift would be I think it is my trustworthiness. That's a broad word. Like that would include my enthusiasm, my determination, my dedication, and my commitment. So and I'm just a human, and I have like some limits to that kind of the strength, trustworthiness. So that's also that is just like mean for the things or the field that I really interested or that I'm take responsibility. So for the rest of them, I'm very clear that like I couldn't do that, and that kind of like determination, dedication will not be there. So like I'm very clear for that for that on my strength. And then the hope will be I usually become motivated when someone give feedback to my work, like whatever it is, a positive feedback or a constructive feedback, that would be fine. But I prefer positive feedback, honestly. And but like getting all positive feedback for my work is not a good thing. So I know that. So but yeah, I usually become motivated whenever I get feedback on my work. That would improve the quality of my work. So yeah, thank you. Sorry, I have to pick. Alexis.
Hi. Sorry about my cat jumping into the camera as per usual. He also likes to bite me when I'm on camera, so if you guys see me, wincing in pain, don't worry about it. So for strengths, I think I consider myself someone who's really good at like staying calm in stressful situations or just even in like emergencies. I just don't, freak out until after said thing. Like my cat's gnawing on my arm right now, and I think I'm remaining very calm for everyone. And I think kind of sort of related, something that really keeps me engaged is like new experiences, like meeting new people, just kind of like getting a new perspective on things, a new food, new everything. I just really like new things. So yeah. And I think we just have style
Yeah. So my strength will be like, be as a lifelong learner. And so also like, I'm right, just, as a facilitator and teacher, and also move to the switch to like, instructional designer, and also, developing the e-learning process, like, which is like, will be like, like being lifelong learner is my strength. So for the hood, it be like, exploring a new, like, technology tools, for like, brainstorming or mind mapping. Yeah. Yeah. So it can be like motivate, a lot. So I just write it down and just, tick and then just use a mouse pad, very messy. Yeah, that's it. For me, I think we still need like, ancient here.
Hello, yeah, I loved. Yeah, like good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is HM Yu from Team Better Tomorrow. Like my strength is like I can interact with strangers very easily. Like I can, I can tell a joke and with to my family or to my friends when they are depressed or they have problems. Yeah, this is my strength, and I really love to aspire new things like LSX, new experience, but not food, because I'm really afraid to try new food. Like if I don't like that food, I will so mad. Yeah, that's why. And my hook, yeah, for my hook, like maybe my crush. Oh, I'm just kidding. Yeah, maybe he is the one of my support him too, because I like you guys know like he tell me like he's my top friend. Yeah, when I'm doing great things or doing things. Yeah, like for the hook, I really love to get support from people, like not my crush, not only my crush, but also my beloved ones, like family, my community. So yeah, this make me motivated. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's no people left, right? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, good morning. And I think my strength is uh, my strength is I'm doing my best. Whatever I do, whatever I do, whatever I do, I give my best in my project or in making something new. And next one is I can get along with other people, even though I'm a little I'm a little nervous to talk with other, but I can handle it and I can easily get along with other people in my in first meeting. Yeah. Uh, mm, there are many people mm, um, I like to receive feedback or something positive way from my friends, and this made me feel motivated a lot. And from this thing, I can learn a lot, and I can try to be a better version of me. Yeah, that's it all.
Thank you for everyone for sharing. Did everyone get a chance to go? Yes, I think we got everyone. Thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I love how different everyone's answers were, but I also saw a lot of common threads of, you know, building a supportive environment and also like receiving feedback and having these learning opportunities with each other. So I think all of our gifts and hooks actually complement each other quite well. And they also, I noticed they really relate to the 5 practices of exemplary leadership too, which we're actually going to go into next. So Yuki, will you share the screen? Okay, so we had on the Launchpad an assignment talking about the 5 practices of exemplary leadership. And I just want to take a moment, and together we're going to collaborate with each other and try to remember all 5 of them. So we have some hints on the board. Feel free to unmute yourself to say which practice you remember, or feel free to use the chat. But let's see if we can get all 5. Make the way. Do you remember any other? Model the way. Encourage the heart. Yes, that's 2 of them. Challenge the process. 3. Yes. Enables others to act. 4. Awesome. We're missing one more. Inspired assured vision. Yes. Okay. Congratulations, everyone. Round of applause. Pat yourself on the back. Good job. Also really enjoyed reading everyone's answers on the Launchpad. That's right. So we have encourage the heart, enables other to act, model the way, challenge the process, and inspire a shared vision. Let's see. So let's see. Does anyone have a quick like description of what encourage the hearts means? You can either unmute yourself or put it in the chat. What does encourage the heart mean? Okay, go ahead, unmute yourself. Feel free to just unmute.
Okay, so for me, encourage the heart is like acknowledge or remember loss, find the two grades, and like give it a positive feedback to them. Yeah, I think that is encourage the heart.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. You kind of just like, you know, encouraging others, seeing their value as part of a team member. Thanks for sharing. Okay, how about enable others to act? What does that mean for people? Remember the ABCs?
Okay, there's one in the chat too.
Oh yeah. Appreciate good work. Yeah. Believe in their ability. Awesome. Build trust, appreciation, make collaborations. Yeah, definitely collaborating with others to share that vision. Appreciating your work. What about model the way? What does model the way look like?
When you know your own values.
Yeah. And having that like alignment of like what I believe and how I act. That's awesome. Okay, how about challenge the process?
Trying new things, new models, and taking the risk together.
Yeah, risk taking. I see that in the chat too. Trying new things, even though it might be a little bit scary. Learning from failure. That's awesome. Okay, and then our fifth one, inspire a shared vision.
Like, I think inspiration vision is like collaborating with your like friends or member and asking for their opinion about the vision or something like that.
Yeah, like so getting like feedback from others so you can create that common goal and that vision. That's great. Support for your plan. I see in the chat, work as a team with people who share that same vision. These are all excellent. Okay, feel free to keep on adding. Oh, I see a few more. Working towards a shared goal with each other, inspire each other, hope for the future. Those are all wonderful and great. Okay, so some of these, as you're reflecting, probably maybe come a little bit more naturally and others a little bit harder. So we're just going to take a quick poll to kind of, reflect on that for a moment. So the first question is, which leadership practice feels the most natural or easy for you? So go ahead and choose an answer. I'll give you a few moments.
At 8 of 9.
Okay.
Should I end it? Who's the
Yeah.
last person?
5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like the one that comes easiest to most people is inspiring a shared vision. But we have some challenging the process, enabling others to act, and encouraging the heart. Awesome. Interesting. Okay, let's ask a different poll question, and that's which practice feels the most challenging for you? We have about 10 more seconds. No, we're at 100%. We don't need the 10 seconds. Let's see. Oh, modeling the way. Interesting. I feel like by being in this program and doing your projects, you're already modeling the way. So it's interesting that this is a challenge one. Inspiring a shared vision. A couple of you said that. Challenging the process. That's one that I want to grow into. And then let's see, encouraging the heart. We also had some answers for. Okay, well, it's interesting. I'm also curious how this might change over the course of the accelerator, but also like throughout time. I feel like maybe some will feel more comfortable later on, and it'll just be interesting to observe and watch. So thank you all for participating. So we're actually going to now take a short break for about 10 minutes.
So welcome back everyone from your break. I hope you're full of coffee and power naps. So we're joined by our guest speaker today, Bobo Wong. And I was really, really excited when she agreed to be our guest speaker for today, because we've been talking a lot about leadership, and I know that all of you are embarking on this new project when you have all of these other things going on in your life as well. And that's a big part of Bobo's story and her journey. So I'm excited for you to learn a little bit more about how she has navigated that path and, taking risks and trying things that maybe were a little bit new or a little bit scary. Bobo is really interested, she's a graphic designer, but I think that through our conversation, one thing I learned is that she's really interested in doing good for the world, while also doing well, so like making money. And I think that those two things don't have to be at odds with each other. The other thing I want to highlight about Bobo's presence on our call today is that it was 100% the like the effect of networking. So I met Bobo through a coworker of mine who lived in Hong Kong for several years. So they had this connection and we had a call, and it was really just an open conversation. Like, what is it that you're interested in doing? What is VIA about? What is important to us? And where can our or two organizations intersect, right? How can we support each other in our work? I think for VIA, we're really interested in introducing you to inspirational people. We want to maybe connect you to somebody who can, like Aylin was saying, like connect you to someone who can support you in your career, give you advice if you have questions about marketing or branding or graphic design. And I think from Bobo's side, like she has this vision for her organization that's educational, not just graphic design or business related. So she was really interested in connecting with social impact leaders and figuring out ways to kind of expand that social aspect of her job and her business. So yeah, networking is really important and it works, and you get to meet really cool people. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Bobo to tell us a little bit more about her story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yuki. And once again, thank you so much for being here, for inviting me. I am beyond excited to share with you a little bit of my startup journey, and I hope that my little story could inspire you guys. And yeah, and give you some insights in the creative industry in Hong Kong or like even globally, in different ways. So yeah, my name is Bobo, and a little bit of my background. Like, all you have to know is that I quit my full-time job back in 2019, and it's been one of the biggest decisions that I have made in my life. And then I created this Poi studio, and I will dive into like more details later. Okay, so a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and I was I loved art since I was little, and I didn't really know much about graphic design back then because we were a kid. I just liked drawing a lot, and so I was doing a lot of painting and drawing, and then when I was in college, that's when I started thinking a lot about like what graphic design is and how do I apply what I love doing into an actual career. And so I started full-time freelancing at 24. For me, I did not really start my company right away, and I'll go through more of that later. But I kind of you can say that I did a little bit of trial run with my freelance career just to test the water and see how it goes before I just fall on through like a whole company setup thing. And then I started Poi when I was 26, and that was about like 2 years ago. Yeah, so now I'm 28. So before I go deep into my story, perhaps I can introduce a little bit about what is Poi and what we do exactly. So as you all know, we are a creative studio, but what it means really, like obviously it means that creating all things really pretty and all things design and all things like, you know, more aesthetically pleasing and everything. But when it comes to our service offering, there are two main types of services that we offered. One of them is brand design development, and the other it's social media content creation. And to be fully transparent with you guys, I personally love brand design a lot more than social media content creation. So with branding design development, it's kind of like when you set up a company, you know, you have to establish your brand from scratch. And it's more than just a logo or like what color you're using. Those are very important as well. But what we help our clients with is a whole storytelling from the ground up. So for example, if you are starting a business, like there has to be a convincing story that you need to tell your target audience. Like, you know, you can't just go like, oh, we sell donuts, but like, why are you selling donuts? Like, what makes your donuts more like better than other people's donuts? And perhaps like if there's any founder stories that you can share with other people as well, you know, so we help, you know, brands with setting up all these copywriting. You know, we do workshops with them, we interview them, we talk to them to make sure that we understand their brand and business, you know, fully. And then it's the more creative side of things with brand design. Then it's all things that you can see here. You know, it's the color. You need a website, and we'll build you a website. You need to refine your service packages. We'll do that, and we'll design your logo and everything. So that would be the brand design development side of things. And with social media content creation, and I'm sure a lot of you use, you know, social media, and we mainly focus on Instagram. So we create a lot of Instagram content, like, you know, we make reels, we make graphics, and then we make carousel posts, and then we also help our clients with caption writings and all that stuff. And so that kind of briefly tell you guys about like what we primarily do at this stage. So then it's a bit of my creative journey, and which is like the more juicy part. And what you see here on this photo is actually me in high school and my best friend. And a little bit of funny story, my best friend is called Coco and I am Bobo. And like when we were in high school, like we're just like, you know, always being called like being paired together. So back to my creative journey, it was actually pretty tough. It wasn't all like butterflies and everything, and I'll tell you why. Like I was saying, I love art back in high school. Like, I mean, I love art ever since, and I was drawing a lot. And so when I was in high school, not sure if it's the same for you guys, but when we are in high school, we get to choose our electives. And I was thinking like, I'm gonna do art because I get to choose art. And but then my high school teacher hated me so much. Like my art teacher, she straight up just told me like, I won't take you. You do like you do great art, but you know, if you choose this elective, you're not gonna have a good life. And it, like that's basically what she's telling me. Which now when I think about it, it's kind of messed up, man. Like but so because of that, I did not major, like I did not pick art as my elective. And so when I graduated from high school, I started like I have to pick a major in my college. So I just randomly picked something called cultural and religious studies. And for cultural and religious studies, I focus on religious studies part. So it was like, you know, everyone was like, whoa, you picking religious studies? Are you gonna be a monk in the future or something? And I'm like, no, like, you know, I just wanted to get into a college at that point in life. And I was like 16, I was like 17, 18. So I was like, I don't care, you know, I just need to study, and I just need to get into a school. So I picked religious studies, and around year two, like my school was a pretty competitive school in a lot of ways. Like people around me, like they were all thinking a lot about internship, you know, finding job opportunities, like equipping themselves and everything. But we were just students, you know, but like that's how the whole environment was like. So when people they started looking for internships and everything, then that's when I was asking myself, what do I want to do like with this major? If I majored in religious studies, like what am I gonna do after I graduated? So I what I did is I knew I want to work in the creative industry, but what I lack of was like the skills and experiences. So after knowing my problems, then it's finding out the solutions. I self-taught myself everything on YouTube, everything that I need to learn about Adobe Illustrator, Photoshops, and everything. I just studied it on YouTube. And then I was looking for a lot of volunteering experiences and internships opportunities so that people can just use me for like for free work. I was like, I just need to practice my design skills. So let me know if there is any opportunities out there. I don't care if it's anything, like I'll do it. So after I graduated, thanks to my like all these stuff that, all the opportunities, I get to build a portfolio. And after building this portfolio, I used that to apply for different jobs. And then I ended up working as an in-house designer for, I think, 2 companies. It was my first job. My first full-time job was working for a Korean logistic company in Hong Kong. And then I switched to working for a digital marketing agency. And then I switched back to full-time. And yeah, and then later on, I started freelancing full-time. And then I started for my company. So that is the gist of my whole journey. So now it's like the more important part, which is the entrepreneurship journey. So what I did exactly and how it was like all the fun part and all the not so fun part. So when people ask me, obviously, people often ask me like, why did you start Poi? And I was like, do you want to hear the real version of like why I started Poi? So this is like why. So the real version why I started Poi is because I lost my job. I wasn't in the position I would say a lot of founders, a lot of people when they started their own company, they will all be like, oh, I have this great like vision. I want to change the world. I want to have my own business. I want to have control of my own life. So I started my own company and now I'm doing amazing this and that. But for me, it wasn't really like that. I starting a company was always at the back of my head, especially when I was working for this agency in Hong Kong. A lot of times I was thinking maybe I should charge clients for that. Maybe I should just do that on my own. But then like I'm sure a lot of you can relate. It's a really big step, stepping out of your comfort zone. So my last job before I started freelancing, it was an amazing full-time job. Not gonna lie. Like I did not have to step out of my comfort zone and just try out this whole like risky entrepreneurship journey. Like I didn't have to do that because my boss was treating me so nice. And I remember as a designer, I get to travel around the world, which is really rare. Like no companies would actually send out their designers to like overseas and stuff. So and then I was doing okay. Everyone loves my design in my company. So I didn't really have to just go out there. So it was always at the back of my head, but because I was too comfortable, so I never really did it anyway. But then COVID hits. That was okay. That was like that kind of went south, and so they started cutting costs, and they were obviously designers were the first to get cut off. So so they were like, we have to cut your salary. Like you can stay here as a freelance or like you can stay here as a part-time, but then we basically can't really afford you the way we did before. So I was in this position where, okay, either I look for another full-time job or I just try doing my own thing. And given the whole, honestly, like the reason why I had the guts to actually just step out of my comfort zone and decided that, okay, you know what, leave it. I'm gonna start my own thing. I'm gonna try freelancing. I'm not gonna find another comfortable full-time job. And the reason why I did that is because I feel like during COVID, everyone's pace kind of slowed down a lot. So if anything, if I messed up, it's probably, a very good chance to like try out and just try things out anyway. So instead of finding a full-time job, I try freelancing. And freelancing was a very tough process, because I don't have a stable salary anymore. I have to constantly be going out there and trying to look for opportunities. And then I think a year into freelancing, then a year or two, I don't really remember. Then I started my own company. And the reason why I started my own company as well is because jobs started to pile up, and I was thinking maybe it's a good chance for me to actually expand. And also in Hong Kong, you need you can't really get that many jobs without a business registrations, basically. So without a BR, as a freelancer, you are getting less opportunities because I don't know, I think it's because of some company finance policy kind of thing. But yeah, that's why I was like, okay, I will start my own company. If that's what is needed, I will apply for a BR, and then I will do what I love doing, which is designing, and then I was, start point. So that's kind of like the real version of like how I started my company. Yeah. So here is something I would like to share with you, which is my first client. And yeah, you can see a little bit of design here. My first client is a company called Regency Spices, and I cannot be more grateful for this opportunity. Like I still remember it was like after I made the decision of like quitting full-time, like not finding a full-time, and then I was looking for jobs everywhere. And I remember I was going through like Facebook groups and trying to see if people are looking for designer and everything. And the founder of this company was actually looking for social media help. So I reached out and I was like, I can help you, if you would give me a chance, that would be amazing. So this company, they sell spices, and it's a very interesting story for them as well. So they are like they are one of the best spices distributor in Hong Kong. But before they focus more on B2B. So they sell these spices to restaurants and hotels and all these places. But then they are thinking that at the time they were thinking like we should actually explore to B2C and selling these spices instead of just restaurants and hotel. We shouldn't limit ourselves and selling them to the public. So I get to have a lot of spices from them. They will be sending me so many samples, like amazing peppers and like these cinnamons and all that, and I get to just do posts to introduce what they are, what are their benefits, and it's a great journey of actually testing out how it's like to work as to fully taking care of an account. Because when I was working in an agency, I was kind of doing the same thing. Like, we also had to handle social media accounts, but then having your own clients, like I was like, well, like, this is mine. And then I get to learn a lot about, okay, what kind of storytelling like that would be, because like, when you're doing social media platform or when you're doing Instagram content creation, it's not just all being salesy. It's you don't like seeing ads. You don't like seeing people going like, buy my products, we are the best, and $500 for 10 jars of spices. Like that's not what you want to see, right? You actually want to know the product itself, like and know the stories of the brand and everything. And I get to learn a lot of these things from these clients because of the amazing opportunity. So I'm forever grateful, and yeah, and they're Regency spices. So then it's like, how does it feel to run your own business? And I created this really fun reel. Not really a reel. I created this meme, which is starting your own business, what your expectation is like. So before I started my own business, I was I always like, I was always jealous of people. Like since I was in high school, I love going to cute cafes. I don't know, like that's just what I do for fun. I just go to really cute cafe. I don't even like coffee that much. I don't even, yeah, but I feel happy when I'm at a cute cafe. And so I see these, amazing girls, like they will be working on the computer, so busy and all that. And when I was a kid, I always was like, oh my God, they are amazing. I want to be like one of them. And so when I was starting my own business, I was thinking, okay, that's gonna be like me. I'll be having my own computer. I get to work wherever I want. And I'm my own boss. Like I don't have to work a 9 to 6 job anymore. And I get to take day offs whenever I want, because being in a full-time, you're like, oh, how many annual leaves you have? And I would be able to focus more on my mental health. But that was like not the story, but like yeah, it's like you get to have more work-life balance. So that was my expectation before I started my own business. By the way, I think someone is in the waiting room. Are we supposed to let him or her in?
I think we might have let them in.
Oh, okay.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Do I click admit if I see them? Should I help you click them?
We'll take care of it. Don't worry, you got this.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing more important stuff.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I would like to help out. But yeah, so that was my expectation. But honestly, in reality, after running it for like, a couple of months, that's when I realized, whoa, this is really not the case. Like it was, a little bit of a crazy journey. So it's like, you are working 24/7. Like for me, sometimes I don't even remember like whether it's Sunday or Monday anymore. Like I have no concept of Monday to Friday because for me every day is just work day. And it's not healthy, guys. Like it's really not healthy. So make sure that you don't make the same mistake as I do. And before I was like, I don't want to listen to anyone because now I have my own company, I don't have to. But in reality, every single client of yours, it's your boss because you care so much about your clients because you want to make sure you don't mess up anything. And so yeah, you don't have to work Monday to Friday anymore, but instead you work from Monday to Sunday and you work 24/7. Like sometimes I will be working at 3 a.m. Like that's that happen a lot of times. And work is anywhere with your computer. It could be a cute cafe, and it could be my home. It could be my toilet. It could be my couch. It could be my bed. And so it was like, a lot to take in. Yeah, especially when I wasn't really expecting all of this. But then still, I think it's one of the best decisions I have ever made in my life, even though I would say compared to having a full-time job, a lot of times I felt a lot more stressful than having a full-time job, but still like that fulfillment, like that sense of accomplishment, it's like nothing can compare with that. So yeah, highly recommend. Do your own thing. So with all that being said, what exactly are the challenges? Here I would like to share with you some of the challenges that I have encountered. Obviously stress and less financially stable compared to a full-time job. And that's just like the hard reality. And I think like, especially for a startup as well, like it wasn't like once you start your company, then you can make like so much money and all of that. Like you really need to learn how to manage like your expectation. And when you're working as a full-time job, unless you get fired, you don't really you don't need to really worry about your monthly salary, right? Because you get to get paid at the end of every month. But then with having your own company, one of the biggest mistake I've made as well, and I realized a lot of startup founders have made the same mistake as I did, was that before I would care so much more about my company bank account than my own bank account. So now that we have Poi, right? Obviously, all the money that comes in, I will put it in the Poi bank account, my company's bank account. But then at some point, I'll be like, I care too much about how much my company is growing. Then I'll be like, just don't give me any money. I'll just put it in my company's bank account. And then but then I would be struggling a lot, like, personally, because I'll be like, okay, I have no money, but at least I have money in my company's bank account. But I'm not going to use that money because this is my company's. So I think money management is really important, especially if you are to, especially me, I also don't live with my parents anymore. So I moved out. So that's a lot more stress on top of me. And on top of that, I have a dog. So I have to feed her, so really need to learn how to manage your money well, I would say. And also managing stress is very, very important. Just don't let it consume you, even though it could be very scary because money is a very important factor in our lives, and without that stability, it could be scary at times. But just take a deep breath. That's what I tell myself, sometimes as well. Just take a deep breath. Everything will be fine. All things will be okay. I have my own little garden. I can grow my own crops. I'll be doing fine. So yeah, that's challenge number one. Challenge number two is I failed to understand my own limitations and take whatever jobs available. I think that I believe, especially designers, they probably could totally relate to it. And that's for people who also want to be in the creative industry as well. I would say it's very important to understand your own limitations. When I started the whole graphic design journey and everything, I didn't do enough research to find out what I like and what I dislike. And obviously at that point of life, I was like, okay, whatever jobs that throw in at me, I would take it. Even though it's something that I'm not comfortable with, or I feel like money-wise, it's not really worth my time, but I'll be like, I'll just take it. I'll just take whatever jobs available. And maybe it's kind of meant to be if you're at the starting point. So that's why I think it's best if you are starting early, at an early stage. If you started as a student, then you get to have more time to explore things, and exploring things meaning finding things that you like and you dislike as well. And for me, as I grew my own company, at first we did everything. So one of the things that I cut off from my company is we stopped doing as much digital marketing side of things. So I realized that my strength is really on the creative side of things. But when clients came up to me and asked for advertisement side of things, which is putting money on ads on Facebook, on Instagram, doing some testing and everything, it's also a big part of digital marketing. And at the time I was like, yeah, we will do it. But it's not something that I genuinely enjoy doing. So what I ended up doing is that I stopped that service for a while, and then I refined my services to what I just told you guys, which is brand design and social media content creation. Whoever came up to me, I'll be like, these two are the only two things I offer at the moment. And anything else, if it's something that I feel comfortable with taking, then I'll take it. But it actually really helps with refining your brand positioning as well, because you don't want to just take everything. You want to have a niche. You want to be remembered by other people for for your what you're good at. So So we stopped the digital marketing side of things for a while, and now I have outsourced this to another partner of mine who is like really, really good at digital marketing. And she's amazing at doing SEO, you know, and all these A/B testing, basically all things that I don't like doing. So when I met her, we were like so glad we found each other because she hated doing creative design and I hated doing digital marketing. And so we were like, let's collab. Let's see what we can do together. So yeah, just make sure that you understand your own limitations. Sometimes it's okay to say no. And
I'm just gonna give you a 5 minute timer in case you don't see. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, I have 5 minutes left.
Yes,
right?
but we'll dig into our later time. Don't worry, you're good.
Okay. Well, I was kind of worried that, you know, I'm not I might not be having, you know, I would end too early, but yeah, okay, good thing. So number 3 is coping with things outside of your comfort zone. That would be like my biggest challenge because when I was a designer, I was thinking that, okay, I'm good at graphic design, so that's all I'll be doing. But then I ended up having to do a lot of things outside of my comfort zone, like communicating with clients, you know, being sociable and like money, like handling money, invoicing, quotations, and all that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of like something you have to expect when you are like creating your own thing and starting your own business. But you know, embrace the change. It's really fun. And then it's separating my personal life with my work life. You cannot let like this whole business of yours consume you. And that's a lesson I always have to tell myself as well. It's also a lesson that I'm currently learning as well, is that it's very easy that you're drawn to your business and then you're like, okay, poi is my everything. And I would be talking about poi 24/7. And I will be working on it Monday to Sunday without taking breaks, without spending time with people who I love or spending time with my dog. And that's actually not very healthy. So you really need to learn how to take breaks. And it's way harder than you think, like, you know. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it. And yeah, despite all things, do it. So things that I would do differently, I'll make it very short. So I made those mistakes, so you don't have to. So I think number 1 is find out what you dislike. It's as important as find out what you like, because finding out what you dislike at the early stage, you get to save a lot of your times, and then you get to eliminate, you know, a lot of the troubles and everything. And learn how to be selective. You know, you don't have to take all things at once. Like you can be selective, you can say no to certain things, and that's very, very important. And it's about creating a meaningful brand and life as well. And like, you know, what you guys are doing to help with like different problems in the society, that's amazing. And when I was building Employ, I was also thinking like, how do I want my company to be different? Like, how can I help others with my business? And that kind of reminds me of myself when I was, you know, when I was younger, when I don't have a major in art and I didn't have any skills, but I really wanted to be a designer. I basically had no helping hand. So currently now I have the opportunity to help other people. Like I want to help junior designer, I want to help students, and I want to help people who want to step into the creative field. Like, you know, if I can do it without a degree, like you can do it. I did it with a religious studies degree, so I'm pretty sure everyone else can do it. So yeah, that's why I created a platform, not only for, you know, making money, which is very important, but also for those to learn and share from one and each other. That's why I always enjoy going to these sharing, and then yeah, and also like the way we see other competitors as well is that, you know, we're all learning here. Like, you know, I don't really see them as competitors. Like it's more like, okay, let's find out, you know, how we can enjoy this whole process together in this creative field. It doesn't have to always be like going against each other. So what you can do to make your startup a little bit more fun and easier. So seek help and mentor and embrace changes. Celebrate the little things, whenever that you can. And then really think about what motivates you apart from money making, and just enjoy life, you know. It sounds really cliche, but like it really is like something that I have to constantly remind myself is that nothing really matters that much at the end of the day, you know, like just enjoy the whole process. And this is a highly recommend book that I would like, you know, would really want to recommend to you guys. It's called The Diamond Cutter. How many minutes do I have? Do I not have that many minutes anymore?
You have -1 minute, but keep going.
Okay, it's nearly the end, I swear. So this book, it's so important that after I read this book, I actually bought 6 other copies just to give it out to my friends. I'm not kidding. And the person who recommended me to read the book is actually my dad. Since I was a kid, he was always reading this book. He was reading the Chinese version of this book actually. And so after I started my own company, he was like, you know, you should give this a try. And whenever I feel lost, I would just go back to this book. I think I read it for over 2 times already. And it's like a very, like, it teaches you how to manage your business with Buddhism, actually, with being a good person. Like, it's a very interesting read. I wish I have more time to tell you about this book. Just buy it, you know, just really good book. And this book is also good, but not as good as this one. But if you want to, like, you know, if you want to work on your habits, changes, and everything, this book also give you a lot of good insights. And that would be it. Thank you so much. Woo, that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I was gonna say you should work for Diamond Cutter. You should, you know, you should get them to pay you.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, I will email them later. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just sold 6 copies of your book. Well, thank you so much, Bobo, for sharing all of your wisdom, hard-earned wisdom, and, you know, coming and sharing your time with us today. I know we're a little bit over time, but I want to make a little bit of space for our participants to ask any questions that you might have. And I have a couple questions if nobody has any, but I want to open it up to the floor first. So feel free to raise your hand or put a question in the chat.
Yes, hello. Thank you, Bobo, and your story is really inspiring, and you motivated me a lot to start my own business because I'm not graduated yet, and you know, you gave energy to start my own business even though I'm not a graduate person, and I really inspire and I really like your stories, and yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really inspiring and motivated. I have actually I have many things to talk with you, but because of the time limitation, I want to ask something because you know you are a graphic you're a graphic designer and you're studying the graphic design studio, and during this years, because the artificial intelligence rise a lot and everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. So what do you think about that, and what are you planning to challenge and overcome this challenge of artificial intelligence?
You know, it's actually funny. I love AI. I love AI. Like it's been helping my job tremendously. And we are currently expanding our services to something more AI related, tech related as well. And so I don't really see that as a challenge. Like, you know, AI really, well, at least for me, like I don't know. Like I think my design it's bomb, and I don't think like at this stage, I don't think AI could probably like I think my service or my quality of work is so better than AI. At least that's what I think. Maybe that's not the case, but I would say as a designer and as a service provider, I constantly use AI to help me with automating a lot of my job process, like caption writings and coming up with ideas, brainstorming, and all that stuff. I use Notion AI a lot with helping me with that. So yeah, so at least at this stage, it's not really a threat to me, and I love AI. So.
Yeah. And I have another one question. It's like, can I ask? Yeah.
Yeah.
You said in challenge too, we have to put limitations and boundaries if we are start a business. And for a very first started a business, is it really do you recommend to put the boundaries or limitations? Because in that time we are just entering the market, and we have to how to say attract the clients or something like that. That's why if we say them like we are doing this, and if you are asking them to do these things, we cannot do that for you or something like that. Is it good, or is it like
Well, I would say if you're only starting, like when I was in college, right? When I was doing when I was trying to seize every opportunity possible, like I wasn't too selective with what I was doing, because I know my goal was to build my portfolio. And that was my goal. And I was happy to try out different things just to build my portfolio. So I think it's really important that you clarify your goal first. Like, what are you trying to do with your time? Because because at the end of the day, like knowing how to say no to clients, like it actually helped you. Like, at least for me, it helped my business a lot. Like, I get to save time with doing things that I am really good at doing, and then cut off time doing things that I'm not comfortable with doing. And if I'm not comfortable with doing certain things, like my quality of work is just not going to be up there. So it's actually a good thing for both me and my clients as well. But yeah, like I understand what you mean. Like, it could be, scary and to be like, I'm sorry, we don't do that. But like having that confidence and go like, no, we don't do that. We do this instead. Like, it's actually a very powerful thing to say. And it's not rude or offensive in any way, I would say. So yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. And yeah, your answer is really inspiring me, and how to, clear vision, how to start my business and how to manage my own business. And thank you for your inspiring story and share.
Thank you. I want to cry.
Looks like Incham, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Hi, Boo. When you're talking about your experience, I really admire you because you and Ellen are my seniors, because I'm from graphic design fields too. Yeah. When you are talking about your, struggling situation, I really remember my time too, because in 2020 I graduated high school, and at the time the COVID situation and coup in Myanmar hits me a lot. And at that time my dad, especially my dad, didn't trust me, because I I got I didn't get high marks in my matriculation exam, and I got a lot of struggles from that. And I try to solve such a new field. Like, I found graphic design field, and I really enjoy it. But now I'm just a beginner. Like, you and Ellen are my senior, so I want to ask you. I will ask you a lot of questions. So can I know Instagram account? Of you
I
guys,
think
like,
I will let Yuki to share my my Instagram, and later on, like, if you have any things that you want to reach out to me and ask me in private, like, totally. And I understand what you're saying about your dad. My dad was like, my parents to this day, they have no idea what I'm doing. They don't understand anything about graphic design and social media. So like, it's I feel you.
Yeah. Like in Myanmar too, like graphic design field, like graphic design classes are really expensive. And I can't afford it, but I'm planning to, attend graphic design or design school in Taiwan. But it's just an imagination, but I will try. I'm still learning. And I have another question, like, how do you solve when you are facing ad block? Yeah, I really want to know that question.
What? I'm sorry, what block?
Yeah, ad block. When you are, yeah.
What is ad block? I actually don't know what.
Yeah, like some problems, like when you're creating design, or like you can't design,
like a creative block. Like, I can't think, and I'm just stuck. Okay.
creative
Well,
work. Yeah.
when I do that, when I am stuck, I basically would just drop all my work because I know I can't do anything good. And that happened a lot of the times as well. And that's why it goes back to thinking, I think that taking breaks is very important. So what I try to force myself to do is that every week I will try to do something that I love doing with that is not work related. I enjoy hiking a lot, and hiking is probably the only time I can actually be like free from stress and then, and actually not think about work. And having these little breaks like helps me a lot with my daily performance as well. But obviously, there are times when I am just stuck and I just can't really produce anything. So I'll just drop everything and watch YouTube and be like, you know what, leave it. The deadline is coming, but yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. And I'll just do it tomorrow. Like it's just don't force yourself. Yeah, I would say.
Okay. Thank you for your suggestion. And you
Yeah.
are my role model.
Mm.
My role model.
Wow, I'm someone role.
I got a lot of
Oh my God.
I got a lot of motivation from you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And I have time. So
Okay.
if you guys have time as well, just feel free to stay over and ask me. I'm so glad. Yeah, this is going so well, way better than I thought it would be. So yeah.
Hello, so I think it's my time. So I would like to ask you some questions because I have been through that kind of situation. Me and my friend start work like my friend was like he was doing an online center, online learning center. So I helped him, and then he was not he can't handle that, so I helped him. At the time, we were working with our friends, like our college friends. So while we were working with them, kind of seem like there is no boundary with them. So it's kind of hard to give instruction because they don't want to follow your instruction fully, and then sometimes it's make us to delay our process. So I think that when you run your business with your friends, then you don't have you might find some kind of misleading or like delaying delay your process because of your friendship, or kind of like they don't, how to say, they don't want to follow your instruction fully. So how you deal with that? Yeah, do you understand my question?
May I ask if you mean like your friends, as in like your workers, like people
Yeah,
who
yeah,
you?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Lucky for me, you know what? Lucky for me, there is a reason why I started Boy like kind of on my own. It's kind of because I don't want to be like I want to be fully in charge of my business. At least that's like my personal story. And so I didn't really have like problems with like, my coworkers not, not aligning with, other co-founders, because there are no other co-founders and I'm the only founders. But I do have like staff and colleagues helping me out. And obviously there will be time where, they're not really we're not really on the same page, and that kind of leads to like delay of work and everything. And that goes back to like one of the slide that is in my presentation, which is like, coping of things outside of my comfort zone. And I think like leadership is one of the things that I have to learn how to pick up, because before, when I was a designer, I was like, I can handle everything on my own and I just do it. But it's not the case anymore. I actually need help. And sometimes it's not just me, like, the thinking that, oh, they're not good enough or anything like that. Sometimes like you really need to figure out the best way of communications with every single individuals. And it's a lot about like interpersonal skills. It's a lot about like your communication skills. So like, if they are your coworkers, I think it's very important to make sure that you find a very comfortable way of working with each other. Find out what they are comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with, and find out like what's the best way of division of labor. Like, if certain things that you're not comfortable with, then maybe you should try to find another way of working with each other, and then be responsible of other things. And it's a process. It's a process of like not just when you learn how to communicate with other people, you're actually maximizing their capability. So yeah, that would be my suggestions.
Thank you.
I hope I answered your question. Yeah.
Yeah, you totally answered.
Yeah. I see people having that hand emoji. I guess you can just ask. Yeah.
I think Aylin is up.
Okay, so like I am also didn't come from the graphic design background. I studied computer science and then I self-taught and I started creating. I started to have Facebook page in 2019. And then within these 4 years, like I make some kind of a big audience, but I still don't know where I wanna go with that audience. And right now I also have like some difficulty that I have to face. So I was thinking, should I do full-time freelance or should I rather find a designer job in another company? So as you told me, like we have to be selective with our choice and the projects that we want to do. What we call the design job, it is really wide. Like for you, like you are doing the social media designs. And for me, I was thinking, okay, like there are banners and posters and social media designs. There are so many things that I can do, but I really like take it out the most thing that I enjoy to do, and that is for the children and the children books and the illustration stuff for the children, and then most of them are about comics. So when I point it out and then be selective with my likes, my favorite things, so the job, if I have to hand a job, it will be really difficult to find a suitable company. Maybe like will I become a character designer or concept artist or like working for the publishing company as a full-time illustrator or the book covers. Like there are still a lot of choices, and I was thinking, should I go freelance or should I be full-time? So I want to know some advices from you, like before you go your before you start your own business. I really want to know what are your feelings and what are you feeling at the moment, and what kind of questions do you usually ask yourself back then?
That was a really good question. And I think like answering the first part, I think you're already very lucky to know that you want to do illustrations. I think like even within the creative industry, right? There's so many different types of graphic design service. There's branding, there's social media, and you can do 3D design, you can do interior design. And illustration design, at least it's already like a part of it. I think like if you still need to explore within illustrations, like what you want to do, like you can at least focus on that area and just try to figure out like I was saying, if you can't figure out what you like yet, you can try to figure out what you dislike. You can try to use the eliminating process and then just figure out what you ultimately like the most. And as for quitting a full-time job or freelancing full-time, like the my thinking process was that I need to make at least enough for my living. So before I started Point, like I was saying, I was freelancing. So I set a goal to myself that for a freelancing job, I would give myself a 3 months timeline. And for those, within 3 months, I would find enough clients to match my previous salary. So that was like my goal. And but I think it took more than 3 months. Yeah, I think it took about like 4 to 5 months. And it was a little bit of scary process. But yeah, like I think once you have a very clear like mind, knowing what you have to do, like do some calculations and be like, okay, if I have to match this number, how much should I charge my clients? Say like your capability, it's enough to take like 3 clients, then you have to calculate how much you need to charge for each client, and then you just kind of have to work your way out to get to that point. And I think the second thing is that you have to have enough saving before you make such a bold move. I think like I wouldn't recommend people to just quit their full-time job without without planning much. Even though I didn't really quit, I was kind of forced to just quit my job. But so I didn't really have that plan. But I would say if I had the choice, I would make sure that I have enough saving to help me sustain for a certain period of time, and that I have a plan B, and then I would just spend all of my time in the time frame that I've set for myself, which is like 3 to 4 months, and I'll try to reach there as much as possible. And if things don't work out after 3 to 4 months, either you come up with another plan or you keep trying. Yeah, so that would be my suggestions.
Thank you so much. So I also have another question.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of experience as a freelancer, and then you started your poi, and then I was wondering, like, do you have to define your business model, and what kind of you need to think that kind of things ahead, or you just do it and then you define the business model?
For me, I do it the letter way. Like I do it the way where, okay, I know I want to create a design studio, but like I was covering a lot more business service offering at the initial stage when I first started poi. And then I think like and then I think it's a learning process. Like when you work for longer and longer, like you will figure out like, what are the problems and like how you can refine those problems. Like for example, before we would also do, like when I first started poi, like social media content creation was a part of it. But then after like probably 6 to 9 months of working, I realized, okay, most time are being spent on like posting management actually. So one of the thing I figure out with social media content creation is that posting for clients, surprisingly, is the most time consuming job. It's not the designing, it's not coming up with captions, but it's scheduling the post for them and making sure that all posts are going according to the plan. So after I figured that out, I take that out of my service packages, and I tell them, if you need us to help you with posting management, then I will have to charge you extra, and there can't be any more changes after we have confirmed on the calendar. So it's a little bit of refining here and there so that you save more of your time, and then you know how to deliver like better service for yourself and also for your clients as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your answers, and I really got a lot of inspirations from you, and I really hope that maybe like 2 years later, I hope I can share my story like you.
That would be great. Yeah, it would be amazing. Yeah.
Okay, and so like let me pass the side to Al and ask some questions.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you, Alice, for inviting you to this program. Yeah, so I do have one question. About work limitation. At first, we need to do as much work as we can. But what will happen? So if we are facing so many works in deadlines at the same time. So how would you handle it?
So many work at the same time.
So at first we don't have any experience, but we accept many jobs, but we are facing deadlines at the same time. So how will we handle it?
I'm still struggling with that. No, I'm kidding. I would say, yeah, that was like my biggest problem at first. Like it was a happy problem though. I remember telling this to one of my other mentor, and he was telling me being busy it's a happy problem. At least like you should know that first. So and then like after knowing that I have I actually don't have enough time to take care of all these workload, then that's when I was like, okay, maybe I should actually share some of the work to my staff, and then hiring some part-time to help me out here and there. And like throughout the process, I then understand that okay, my job is I want to like the position I want to be in my company. So I'm the creative founder, but I cannot design everything for my clients, and that's the reality. So what I do is that when I take the job, I would be super hands-on for the first month to make sure all things being executed is going according to my design direction. And then after having that in mind, then after the first month of working together, then there will be like, certain design deliverables being created at that point. Then I can safely pass it to my designers and be like, this is the design directions that I'm going for, and you just have to create based on this guideline. And that saves me so much time, and that's one of the way I tackle it. And the second way I tackle it is just that I would let myself I would design kind of like a certain number of clients I can take every month. And if it exceeds that number, then I'll be like, okay, our next opening would be next month or next 2 months. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's kind of create this thing called scarcity as well, like where like you are not always available for your clients, and then because you're producing really quality work. And yeah, so that's how I handle too much workload. Yeah.
Yeah, so another question is how should we expand our work limitations?
How do you expect or
expand work limitation, expand.
How do you expand your work limitation? As in, like, how do you know your work limitation? Like, how do you know what?
Yes. At first, we don't know our work limitation, right? So after working a few months or few years, we will know our work limitations, and then how do we expand our work limitation to a wider?
Well, I think it depends on how you want to work with your business model. Like for me, I wasn't thinking to solve my business limitation. Like for me, it was more like I find out what I am not comfortable with doing, and I'm not trying to figure out how I will be doing them comfortably again. Like for me, it's more like if I know those are the things that I don't want to do, either I just don't do them, or I outsource them to people who are more comfortable with doing them and better than me at doing those things. And I think like it's at the end of the day, like everyone is good at different things, and that what makes you stand out. If you're doing everything, that's actually a disadvantage for me. I feel like if you're good at doing everything, then you're not really standing out in terms of in any areas as well. So like the way I do it, or the way I find out like my limitation is that if I find out that I don't like doing that and I don't enjoy doing that, then I just stop. And you'll be able to tell, because like you'll be able to tell like how you prefer spending your time. And then yeah, that would be my suggestions.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm gonna cut us off. I love our energy. But Bobo, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us and taking extra time. I know you're really busy, so we really appreciate you keeping.
It's a Saturday, so I'm all good. No work today.
No work, setting
No
limitations.
work.
Exactly.
All right.
But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we will be in touch. I'll share your contact information, and I'll follow up with you after this call. So yeah, thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Jessie.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's amazing knowing you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Talk to you soon. Okay. Well, you guys totally tricked me. Kept saying one more question, just one more question. I was like, oh God. Okay, so we might need to stay like 5 minutes extra, but we're gonna cut into our workshop time a little bit. Okay, so that's gonna be a little bit shorter, but I'm glad that we got to ask lots of questions. You were killing the active, brave, and curious, especially the curious part. You did a great job. Okay, so I'm very quickly gonna share my screen and talk about your next steps for the activities for this week. Just so that we all know what we're doing. But I have to say, you all did such a great job on your assignments for week 1. So I have no doubt that you will do a great job for our week 2 assignments as well. So very quickly, this one you're going to do in just a couple minutes. You're going to meet with your dedicated fellows and kind of learn a little bit more about why they were interested in your group. The next assignment is called the 5 Whys. This is a team assignment. So again, only one person from your team needs to submit. And this assignment is to kind of help you dig a little bit deeper into what the problem actually is. Sometimes there are a lot of layers to a problem. And so this is kind of digging a little bit into what is actually the core of the problem. The next assignment, I think this is probably the biggest assignment for the week, is developing your team problem statement and guiding question. This is probably the foundation for your entire project. Everything will always kind of come back to your problem statement. What do we see as the problem that we're trying to solve? And the guiding question is kind of framing that problem in a positive way. So given this problem, how might we address this given the skills that we have? So in this assignment, you're going to see a template. You don't have to use the template. Okay, this is only if it's helpful for you, but it's going to give you a little bit of guidance for how to create a problem statement and a guiding question. And it's loading very slowly, but basically you can read some of the examples and then it will give you some sentence starters. So, maybe this is kind of the first part of your problem statement. You can pick one of these, make it fit. And then the second part of your problem statement and the third part of your problem statement. Again, you don't have to follow these, but if it helps you to think about how to structure your problem statement, this can be helpful. And then for your guiding question as well, there's some words to kind of help you think about what could be in your guiding statement. Okay. And then we also have our weekly reflection. I'm still kind of reading our reflections from last week, but it's always really nice to hear what's coming up for you. And then the last thing is to bring a significant object to next week's call. So this will be part of our icebreaker for next week. Okay. So I'm going to go and pass it to Hannah. Am I passing it to you now?
Yeah, let's take it away.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay, hi everybody. So good to see you all. Sorry I missed the icebreaker earlier. I'm going to be really fast, but I have the absolute pleasure of telling everybody what teams and what fellows you're going to work with. So hopefully that sounds exciting to you. Woohoo! I'm not going to lie, I'm a little sleepy right now. So we're going to drink some coffee and I'm going to do my best. So Yuki made this beautiful PowerPoint. It's so lovely. So better tomorrow. Where y'all at? Get excited. Who's your fellow? Yuki, please hit the next slide. It's Leslie and Chunmiet. Oh my God, so exciting. Yay. So y'all will be working together throughout the program. Keep in mind, of course, you can always, you can work with anyone, rely on anyone, but these are kind of like your main people. They have time and attention devoted to you. They really want to work with you. Also, Leslie and Chunmiet, dream team. Absolutely amazing. I'm a little jealous. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, moving on. Next one. Okay, next team. Who are your fellows? Get excited. Let the suspense build in your soul. Oh, jump scare. It's me and Carrie. Just kidding. It's so exciting. Not even a jump scare. So I hope you guys are excited. We'll also be giving you feedback. So the fellow that you see show up next to your team name is going to be the person giving you feedback on the platform already. Some of you have probably already received feedback from some of us. Yeah. Next, let's get those pictures out of here. Petit Punya. Oh, Yuki, I thought you skipped it. Okay, let's go. Who is it? It's Yuki. Oh my God, we love her. We love Yuki. Yuki's a little too humble about working with the team. So Petit Punya, give Yuki a lot of love because she needs it and she's the absolute best. Okay, last but not least, E for Ecos. Who's left? An excellent team of folks. It's Alexis in style. Amazing. Okay. So I hope everybody's really excited. In a moment, we're going to go into breakout rooms and meet with our teams. I'm gonna reiterate and explain for everyone just the role and responsibility of the fellows really quickly so all the teams know, right? Okay, so the fellow is here to support the team, okay? We're not in charge of you. You're in charge of us, okay? So we are here to work with you, okay? Some of the ways that we'll work with you is to serve as a sounding board, which is kind of like an idiom for someone you can, talk through ideas with, talk about obstacles you're facing, goals that you have, etc. Also mentors, okay? The fellow team, including Yuki, amazingly professionally experienced in a wide variety of areas, okay? Alexis and Leslie have both worked with the Red Cross, which is the biggest actually international humanitarian organization. Carrie and I have both worked in high schools. Like, we have a lot of weird experiences. Matt has been a medical student, so like, what an incredibly knowledgeable group of people. Style literally knows everything also. Like, let's not forget that. Okay. So great mentors, great people to work with. We're also going to send you reminders about required activities. So when you have a deadline, you'll get a little message from us that says, hey, do your activities, but with love. And give feedback, like I said, and encourage you, okay? If you're ever feeling a little down on yourself, like Yuki is sometimes, we're going to encourage you and tell you that you can do it, because you can, right? Otherwise, none of us would be here. So that's what's going on. Hopefully, I didn't understate the excitement. Yuki still looks excited.
You did a great job. You did a great job.
Thanks. Let's do the other stuff now.
Okay, so we went a little bit long. Is it okay if we stay on 5 extra minutes? Hannah, are you going to turn into a pumpkin?
Probably, but I'll try my best not to. Yeah. Alexis, how are you doing? It's an hour later for you.
I expected this.
Okay, we got to rally. And so we'll kind of foretell. Okay, so I'm going to open the rooms. Go into your rooms, meet with your fellows, share the love, maybe share some contact information. Okay, we'll keep it short and sweet. All right, opening rooms now.
How's it going, Yuki?
We had some technical issues.
Oh no, I hate it when that happens.
Well, we'll figure out a way to connect. Actually, do you two want to stay on for like 2 minutes after we end the call, and then we can figure out? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I know it wasn't enough time. Don't blame me.
You can blame me, but I just really need to go to bed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Okay.
I'm so tired.
No, but I honestly, I want to thank you all. You did such a great job. I know that Bobo felt really welcomed, and she appreciated all of the questions. So I will follow up with all of contact information. So please feel free to reach out to her. So any questions before we close the call? No? Finally, no question. No, just joking. Okay. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to your fellows, and I will talk to you all next week. Okay, have a great one. And Suyadana and Winwa, you can stay on the call. Bye, everybody else.
Have a good day ahead. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye
Have a
all.
good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, are we leaving too?
Yes, everybody except Winwa and Suyadana are on.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.